Good rainy afternoon, everyone. This is Dawn White with PennLive. I'm here in Owings Mills, Maryland, inside of the Under Armour Performance Center where the Baltimore Ravens train. There are a lot of renovations that happened here. This is, we're about to go into the brand new wing that was done not too long ago. This is a $45 million renovation done over a 2-year period. The organization bought 7 homes that are nearby to expand on. And I'm joined now by Kevin Byrne, Executive Vice President. So thanks for joining us on this rainy afternoon, not quite as nice weather as last time.
It's raining every day now.
It is. Yeah, I think the next 10 days is supposed to rain.
We're adjusting on the fly here in training camp. But you're in the building where we try to put the team together, where we try to build up to be a championship team so that we get more of these Super Bowl trophies. We have 2 of those now, but really what we do, we invest in the building to make it better for the players so they can learn, train, and compete at the highest levels. That's what this building's all about.
So over here, most people recognize what this is. So this is one of your Vince Lombardi trophies.
It is. That's the trophy, the most recent one, when we beat the San Francisco 49ers after the 2012 season. That was in February of 2013 down in New Orleans. You might recall that they had the blackout during the game.
They did.
We had a huge lead. And then after the blackout, the 49ers came back and made it a better game. And then we had appropriately a defensive stand in the end to win.
That was the Harbaugh Super Bowl.
Yes, it was Jim and John competing against each other, which added some luster and some character to that particular Super Bowl.
John Cluxton says, so jealous. This is pretty cool where we are. And if we go down here,
we have
the other trophy.
The other one, which is from the 2000 season. And we beat the New York Giants. That should have been the only shutout in Super Bowl history because we won 34-7. The Giants got 1 touchdown. That was on a kick return, but their offense didn't score against that great defense we had at that time. That, of course, was led by the Hall of Famer Ray Lewis, who's going into the Hall of Fame next week.
So take us for a tour, and we're looking forward to this.
Let's do this. We're going to go over, and we'll start where most days start, and that's in the team meeting room.
Yep, and I see the Raven back there has some flowers.
We do. Here's the owner celebrating the
Steve Biscotti.
Yeah, at the 2012 Super Bowl. Come on into the team meeting room.
So all this right here, this wing existed, but you all tore it down and now it's a 2-story wing, correct?
Exactly. We tore it down, and this is the team meeting room.
It's pretty big.
And you'll see everything in the building is a little bit bigger. So if you look at the chairs, you don't see it with your eyes so much, but they're bigger than normal because we have to seat 300-pounders. And we made it like a stadium. We had fans, pictures of fans from M&T Bank Stadium up on the wall. It's a reminder to the players that we do everything for the fans. And so the day starts here. The players spend the bulk of their time in meetings as opposed to on the field or in the weight room. Everything is a lesson plan. During the season, you'll have a lesson plan for that week. And then the grand test is the game, and it's pass-fail. Pass by winning, fail by losing. And that's the crux of it. But the learning starts here. John Harbaugh stands here. John Harbaugh, by the way, never goes up on stage. He never wants to be above his players. So he speaks to his team from right here and prowls a little bit when he talks. He's very demonstrative. He's a great speaker and a terrific motivator. And then we can use this screen, which right now, for example...
That's a pretty big screen.
That's a huge screen. And we can have 144 different images up there. So separate images. It's like 144 separate television. And this is from earlier today. So the last thing they studied before they went out to practice today was special categories. So different circumstances in games. John puts some of those up in every day of practice and throws them out so players get used to various situations that could happen during the year. So.
You can kind of smell in here. It has it's almost like a new car smell, but 4-room, and you can smell the leather seats, and they all have course, the Baltimore Ravens logo on them.
Exactly.
Now that you say it, the chairs are a lot bigger.
The
than
chairs are,
most
the
seats.
doors are, the kick plates on doors. We won't take you to the locker room showers, but the showers are higher, the handles are bigger. We have a lot of big people in this business, and so we build the building for the big people.
Because
So-
Joe Flacco's 6'6", and you have a
Right.
lot of players like that.
Yes. You know, and Terrell Suggs, you know, he weighs 280 pounds. And so we would go from here, and we'll go over to an individual meeting room. So each position has its own meeting room.
So you have some water, some, of course,
Right.
Gatorade there.
And the players can always check the schedule. These electronic boards are all over the building. They'll give, like, here's who's lifting today and with what strength coaches. This thing will flip, and there'll be today's weather. It'll flip and say what you're wearing to practice that day. It'll give a 5-day forecast. It'll give the menu for dinner tonight. So the players can look at this electronic board and catch up on everything. Tells them that the
chiropractor's here. That's important.
So now we have a little bit of a walk. We're going to go.
You can see Ray Lewis down there and some of the
We have
real
Tom
well-known
Heath,
players.
Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. We salute our players. We salute our history throughout the building. You'll see pictures of our history, of our great players. And if you get up here and you get a picture somewhere in the building on the wall, those players, you'd be surprised at how proud they are when they say, "Hey, look, can I go see my picture?" So,
When they make the wall.
when they make the wall. So let's go down here. As I said, we have a little bit of a journey right now.
So you get your cardio walking through the halls.
We do. Now we can't go in here, but I'm going to give you a brief look through the window. We're coming up to the training room. And so when we're doing this right now, the players are practicing, but some players are rehabbing injuries. But you'll get a quick look just through the glass, Dawn. You can see the training room. There's some trainers. Michael Crabtree's there with a towel around his shoulder. He just finished
you
practice.
can see with the white towel.
He just finished practice for today, so he's probably getting some ice so he can get ready for the next practice. But the training room is where you want to do preventative. You don't want to be there with an injury because you can't help us when you're injured.
You can see a lot of tables in there and some bands and
You have the
stationaries.
machines. Yep, you have machines in there that various deep tissue machines that can get to the heart of muscle injuries. We have an impressive training staff. We have team doctors. We have, you saw the sign, we have a chiropractors come here. We try to give the best care. We invest so much money in these players, we have to make sure that we can take care of them the right way.
And Roz Beckett says, my son works there. Hi, Roz. Good afternoon.
Well, very good. That's TJ.
Got some more media coming.
There you go. This hallway, we can slow down a little bit. These are all the victories. Each one of these pictures represents a victory during the John Harbaugh era here. So
This is pretty
this is
impressive.
pretty cool. So what happens, the players get to pick the picture that goes up on the wall. So the players, they don't have a playbook anymore. It's all done on iPad. So on their iPad, they'll have 5 pictures and they get to vote. So after a game, they'll get the 5 pictures on Monday, and then they vote which picture will be made and get up on the board.
You can see the side over here. That's full, and this side is still
About to
building.
be filled. Yes,
So hopefully some more over here.
hopefully soon. Yeah, those are the victories, the 9 victories I see from 2017 right along here. That's a great shot right here, by the way, Mike Wallace. We shut out the Packers in Green Bay last year, 23-0. And Mike caught a touchdown pass early in the second half.
Looks like he's getting a little hug there.
And he did the Green Bay leaf, the Lambeau leaf. Again, we come down here, you can see like the defensive line room here. inside linebackers. And on the other side of this wall is the defensive meeting room. So they can all meet here.
And so the different positions, they actually have their own rooms.
Right, exactly.
Which a lot of people probably think everyone meets together, like that one room we saw, but then they go their separate ways.
Exactly. And we try to celebrate all the time. This was our president, Dick Cass, and Ozzie Newsome, our general manager, up on the stage after we won the Super Bowl in New Orleans in February of 2013.
So we're in the new wing now.
We're now in the front of the building. This is a new hallway. And you can see going on the wall that we salute fans. You know, while the letters spell out Ravens, we have fans behind each of the letters. Because we're again reminder to the players that it all comes from the fans. It starts with the fans. All the money comes from the fans. Their investment, it starts with them. So we're down here. We're headed to the weight room, but we'll stop in the cafeteria briefly too and show you how we do that. There's a player's lounge. Maybe we can do this in 2 minutes. It's dark. I don't think because we're practicing anybody's in here.
Huh, but you can see the purple lighting up there.
Right. So this is the players' lounge. So players have a place to get away and hide from us. And so this is when we're looking for players to do interviews or to do things, this is where we find them. And somebody obviously has a cooking show on right now.
Huh, so the Ravens like cooking. Who would have known?
Who would have known? Well, you see barber chairs here, by the way. Because players are noticeable. John Harbaugh's noticeable. It's tough for them to go to and get their hair cut because and fans will stop them. Their fans aren't bad that way, but during the season we want them in and out. So we bring the barbers to the players and the coaches.
So this is where the haircuts happen during season.
Exactly.
John Harbaugh's hair always does look fresh.
He does.
Now that you say that.
He does keep it high and tight.
Looks like it stopped raining for a second.
Players parking lot out here, and then coaches, and then we have this area is for coaches and players. On the other side is for staff. As we come around this corner, you'll again see how we salute players. So on these pictures, we're right near the cafeteria. These are big awards our players have received. So like
Joe
here's
Flacco,
Joe Flacco,
MVP.
most MVP of the Super Bowl. Matt Burke, the Walter Payton Man of the Year, which is a great award. Terrell Suggs, who's won 2 big-time awards, Defensive Player of the Year in 2011 and Rookie of the Year in 2003. And you go on and on. Ed Reed, Defensive Player of the Year. Jamal Lewis, Offensive Player of the Year. Ray Lewis, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl MVP. And Peter Boulware, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. So as you come around, here
I imagine there's a lot of calories consumed in here.
There are. But we eat very healthy. What you won't find in here are
sales guys.
You do find some sales guys. They're important to the process. You won't find cookies, candy, and all that. They're no sweet.
Probably a lot of protein.
We have a lot of protein, frozen yogurt. In fact, let's go back here and you can take a picture of the sign where it says "Eat to Win."
It's almost like a really nice college cafeteria.
It is. And we have Classic Catering takes care of us, and they do a terrific job. But today, they'll talk about Eat to Win.
Some tilapia. That's
Yes.
different.
Yes. And we have things to order if you don't want the things in the bins. And then we have players area here, which has nutrition bars, which have mixes for them. Your guys are all right. You guys are all right. But we eat
Salad
well.
bar,
Yep.
like you were
Well,
saying.
here's more of a salad bar over here. The players can make their own salads. A lot of fruit, of course.
Because a lot of people probably think with the amount of calories that football players consume that they're just trying to get calories,
They're not.
but they're eating healthy here.
We have a dietitian. nutritionists, and we educate all the players. And everybody on staff who wants it, if you want to eat healthy, you can eat healthy here. And during the season, during this time of year, we serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner for players and coaches.
3 healthy meals a day.
Right. Now this is what all people want in their homes. Your clothes go in dirty, and they come back clean.
Wow, so it's like magic.
Yeah, it is magic. Trying to find, well, they're practicing now, so they're probably having that. There's Tavon Young.
How you doing?
Simple
Good morning,
product.
afternoon.
How you doing?
Which is why we were not going to the locker room today, because we have players in there right now.
I think you said Joe Flacco might be in the
Right,
locker
yes, he
room.
might. Here's the equipment room. There's veteran, special teams captain Anthony Levine.
Good afternoon.
Oh,
Look like everyone's
Marlon.
working up a sweat
There we
or
go. All
getting
the
rained
guys.
on.
We are live. We're live streaming a tour of the facility. There are 3 of our best defensive players right there. Marlon Humphrey, who was our #1 pick a year ago. Maurice Kennedy, who's one of our top cornerbacks. Of course, Anthony Levine, who plays both safety and linebacker in all of our special teams.
Well, looks like everyone's getting ready for the season. Good season.
Here is over here is the mailboxes for the players. So if you're mailing something to the players, we stick it in there.
Yeah, I really like the magic washing machines over here where you put your clothes in and they come out
We
clean.
all would like that at home, right?
And we need to figure out how to get one of those.
We have
And out there's the
well, we
practice field.
Because of heavy rains today,
You can see a little bit of
Yeah.
ponding down there.
and we have great drainage here, so to have that much water sitting up there, it shows you how much rain the area has had. So we had huge storms just before practice. We had to cancel the fans coming out today, unfortunately, because we had to go inside. And you can see we have 3 different fields, full fields. And these 2 fields closest to us are Bermuda grass, which has about half the stadiums in the league. The far field has a different type of grass on it, the kind you'd find in Pittsburgh or Philadelphia or Washington. So a player could always practice during the week on the surface that he's going to play that Sunday. And so there's never excuse for slipping. If you slip, it's your fault because you've practiced all week on the surface you're going to play. So, but those are the fields. And on a day like this, it's great to have an indoor field. Let's go take a peek at that.
And down there is where we saw the first day of open camp Lamar Jackson signing a lot of autographs. So
Right.
down there is where that happens.
Right. And here is an NFL Network staff. They've been here for 2 days. They've been here for 2 days.
Pretty fancy contraption.
We try to get rid of them, and they keep coming back.
Oh yeah, even though they don't feed us. That's usually the way you get media, and you don't.
There
get
you
rid of
go.
it.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the humidity out
yeah.
here.
Yeah. And here, when fans see Coach Harbaugh or a player being interviewed, a lot of times it's right in front of that background there.
That's
So
where you have a lot of the press
we
conferences
have all the
here.
press conferences. Normally we would be there today with Coach Harbaugh, but we'll be inside today doing that. So we can't film practice, but we can take an angle so you can see some of the field real quickly.
Kashal says 3 studs right there, I guess from back there.
There you go. As we go down this hallway, we have a lot of sayings up on walls. So the base of our team, 3 most important things about the Ravens are the team, and the team. And we emphasize it over and over again. The team is bigger than the individual, right? So we put reminders, you see the team throughout the building. Come on, Ryan, you can come through.
Don't worry, I'm listening. They got it like.
Oh, there. Here's our head athletic trainer, Ryan Edlin. Officials leaving practice. How much time do we have left in practice?
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Oh, we're going to have to finish this in 2 minutes, Dawn.
I think we can do it.
All right. Well, let's go over here and see the indoor field, which is where we practice today.
So on rainy days like this
we
is
come.
where
Right. And then if you turn it around this way, these are all the reporters here today, waiting to talk to a couple of our players and Coach Harbaugh after practice. And you can see, if you do far down there, you can see the Super Bowl trophy. And we have that indoor field because it's a reminder to the players that's what we work for all the time. And the last thing on the tour, let's come on over here. I'll show you one more thing. Well, that might signal the end of practice, which means I'm going to have to hustle. But before we do that, I'll just show you a quick look at the weight room where some of the players will leave practice and come in here and start lifting. Lifting's done in stages. You don't lift on your own. You always have to lift with a coach. But this is the Ravens weight room. It's impressive. If you want to shoot up high too, Don, you can see the eyes are always upon you when you lift.
And about how often, how many hours a day the players typically work out? I know it changes as the season goes on.
It changes, but they're lifting 4 out of 7 days for significant lifts. Everything's programmed to the individual too. So that it might be a different program for Joe Flacco as opposed to Terrell Suggs. Different for Michael Crabtree as opposed to Alex Lewis, the offensive lineman. So everything is geared towards that player. And some players have to work on different things because they have more strength on one side than the other. So this is kind of, you've seen the building, you've seen almost all of it. I hope you've enjoyed it. And again, I want to emphasize all this we do, all this investment in this building is to help players win and win big. And that's our hope.
And Kushal says, wow, in caps, what a weight room, geez. You can see it's definitely a lot of, there's a little bit of cardio equipment down there, but definitely a lot of weight training equipment. Yep. Looks like a lot of legs down here.
Yes. Yep.
Wow, very impressive.
Well, good.
So, yeah.
And now I have to go find the head coach because it's the end of practice, and we're going to put him up with the media.
Yeah, well, thanks very much for talking with us. And then Aaron and I will be doing a Facebook Live as well. Thank you for taking us on this tour. It's very interesting.
You're welcome.